Hi, my name's Keith and I'm known as a Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to talk to you all about our crystals witchcraft. Are crystals containing spirits? Do crystals have spirits on them? These are questions that I never thought I'd have to answer because people usually put two and two together, but I truly understand as to why people ask these questions, and I'm going to answer you in depth so you're able to have knowledge that no one else can persuade you otherwise. The way knowledge is not supposed to work is that you learn something, someone else comes along with refuting information, and whatever the last person something said to you, whatever the last thing someone said to you is what replaces what you last learned. If knowledge were to work like that, then we'd all be in a lot of trouble. Now, some people do learn like that and see no progress in anything they do in life. And yes, I have all the beautiful angels and Lord Jesus Christ in the background and all my beautiful angel statues. I had someone ask me, are angels demonic? Okay, so someone asked me, are angels witchcraft? Are angels demonic? I've had every kind of question, and I actually know where people are coming from when asking these questions. So I actually just did like a couple hours of scrolling through my phone to get different perspectives and whatnot, because I really don't look at my phone as much as I should. So for the past few hours, especially with this rainy day, I really looked at my phone and I saw multiple things as to different people across different countries, different states in the United States, etc., different continents, as to what witchcraft is, and I can see everyone has a different definition of what witchcraft is. And same thing when people call themselves, and this is 100%. This is just, I guess there's too many definitions of what people define as what being stuck all into the same category. So I see people who define themselves as witches, and there's people who define themselves as witches, and there's people who define themselves as witches. Okay, I've learned to just, I respect what anyone practices as long as it's good and as long as it's of light. God tells us, Jesus tells us not to judge and to love thy neighbor and to really just accept people as they are. As long as they're changing themselves to be the highest version of themselves and to not hurt people and to do everything to move themselves closer to God. Some people's definition of what they call witchcraft is literally, some people will use certain things out of the Bible, such as certain rituals with scarlet and hyssop and whatnot, and different purification things. Some people will, because the Bible has a lot of stuff in it that teaches you how to, like, the scarlet and hyssop's the first one in Leviticus. There's several other examples. There's different recipes. There's different, some of the incense in the Bible is not to copy. Some of it is to be able to replicate. It has incense, it has different powders, it has different rituals that you guys can do. And this is for you to read yourself. I'm not going to go in specific because I'm just not. This is not the video. If you want a video on that, I can do that in the future. But in this video, I'm talking specifically about, I'm going to get to this about crystals in a second, but this is important you know the background because everyone just has a different definition of what everything is. So one person will call themselves a witch and they'll just do nothing but good. They'll do nothing but talk to angels and talk to God, and their definition of witch is actually not harmful, but another person's definition is like, oh, this person looked at me funny, now I'm gonna end him. Oh, this coworker, she came to work and she thought she was better than me, and I'm gonna take her beauty for myself, and etc. And it's just like, or this person, oh, they can't, I'm gonna put myself ahead of them, and etc. So my basis for this is apparently everyone has a different definition of what something is. When it comes into the term of spirits, it's very interesting because you have to understand there's spirits all around us. And people are like, I don't have spirits. That's not how this world works. That's just not how this world works. If you don't think, people like spirits are evil, you know you're a spirit. You're a spirit inside of flesh. You are a spirit when you go to the afterlife. You are a spirit before you came here. You're a spirit incarnated into flesh. God let you have flesh when he gave you the gift of life. How cool is that? Now there's a whole realm of spirits. There's spirits as what we know as spirits, which are humans. There's neutral spirits, which I never believe are neutral. There's bad spirits. There's good spirits. There's angelic spirits. There's demonic spirits. There's fae spirits. There's a whole bunch more spirits you guys don't really need to know too much about. And yeah, I'm using my arm as a tripod. I used to use my the desk. I like moving around. Like hello. I like moving around in the background, showing you guys stuff. But what am I talking about? Spirits. So there are good spirits. And there are bad spirits, and people will just associate all spirits into one. So what if you have your ancestors in the afterlife watching over you, taking care of you and helping you, and people are like, well, spirits are evil. You just call your ancestors evil, and people will do that, and their ancestors will actually just leave them, and their help goes out the window. Like, you ever see people who point the finger and call everything witchcraft and everything demonic, and they seem to be, those people are usually in a really bad place in life. Those people do not achieve wealth, prosperity, any kind of love in their life. It's because they literally slap their angels and ancestors so many times in the face, calling everything witchcraft and demonic, that whenever their ancestor or actual angel goes to help them, it's just like, I just did this for you. I didn't do it for the thanks, and you're calling me witchcraft? And they'll just walk away, they'll leave, and then actual demons and real, what their definition of what they thought a spirit will step in. So it's about a fact. Facts are not to be debated. There's spirits all around us. That's it. There's no spirits around me. There's spirits everywhere. We live in the world. You're not gonna. It's like trying to not say you don't have oxygen. It's like, oh, I don't have oxygen. I'm just. It doesn't sound good. Okay. So what about spirits and crystals? Are there spirits and crystals? Good question. No, not inherently. The crystals that are unethically harvested? Sometimes. What do I mean by that? And you have to think about it like this. I'm going to make this entire video and answer very simple. There's no spirits attaching themselves to actual crystals unless the actual crystal has child labor dying behind it in the mine. Now, even then, the spirit's not attaching itself to the crystal. It's attaching itself to the energy of the crystal being harvested, so it wants to know who has the crystal, not who's carrying the crystal. So when you guys get extremely dirt cheap gemstones that are of a very high grade, and this is why I keep all my crystals on my website ethically harvested. Some people will not care, and they'll get, for example, blood lapis, blood diamond, blood ruby, blood emerald, and it'll just have such a bad energy to it because the person really didn't care about who died over it, and the karma is affecting them. So it's more about the karma than the spirit, if that makes sense. So that person just took that on because for the person who actually knew about it and accepted it, that's that person's karma. So they're going to get welcomed into a world that they needed to learn about, so they're going to learn about that world one way or another. What about bad spirits? Can bad spirits, like in general, because I just said the spirits of who died at mines will not attach themselves directly to the crystal. They'll attach themselves to the energy around the crystal of it being unethically mined. So what about crystals? People like, crystals are evil. I've had people who just said, oh, no one should ever wear crystals. No one ever should ever use crystals. The crystals are evil. They're witchcraft. They're demonic. And people who said that have pearls on with ruby earrings, a diamond ring, emerald ring. And I'm just like, you're in a glass home throwing crystals. You're in a glass home throwing crystals, and it's ridiculous. So people actually don't know. If you didn't have crystals, you would not be watching my video right now. There's crystals that are required for you to have signal. Quartz is a very major thing in science. Talk to any biologist. Ask them what do they think about crystals. And they'll be like, well, we work with crystal quartz every single day. Any biologist, any scientist, etc. It's a part of life. Quartz is literally in technology. You wouldn't have TV, you wouldn't have movies, you wouldn't have technology like that. So you're actually using a crystal right now, watching this. And for the people who say crystals are witchcraft, etc., and crystals are evil, they're for the ancestors who actually liked wearing crystals, such as rubies and sapphires and emeralds. You might be wearing them for beauty, but some of their actual meaning behind them is beauty and enhancement of energy. So whether the person knows it or not, they're using the crystal for its intention without even knowing intentionally what it was for. So they're doing it on a subconscious aspect due to their ancestors, due to their angels. For example, ruby is something a lot of women wear, even a lot of men wear, and it enhances natural beauty on both masculine and feminine side. So when that person wears a ruby, whether they know it or not, the energy of the ruby is actually enhancing their beauty. Now, how does this relate to crystals and spirits? And let me use this as an example, because this is really something to clear up. Crystals are minerals. They're actual minerals. Disclaimer, this is a spiritual video, but you have to know they're not just rocks on the ground. They're actual minerals. Like, they literally have a chemical composition. These are actual, you can type in what's the it's an Si203, I believe. Just every crystal, it has, like, for example, rose quartz has manganese inclusions. So what do you think makes a crystal? Just hematite is Fe3O2, and sometimes I might get these wrong because I can't hold all the chemical equations to different crystals in my head. So why is bloodstone? It's because it has literally the same content that blood has in actual crystal. Like, these are not just crystals. God made them very beautiful. And you have to keep in mind, God made this. He made the heaven and the earth, and he made these directly. So the crystals are natural. And you have to keep in mind, this is a really interesting part. People will be like, oh, God thinks crystals are evil. Well, is that why he put them in the earth? Is that why he put them in heaven? Look at Revelations. Is that why he told his high priest in Exodus 28, also 38, Exodus 28 and 38, he told his high priest to wear them? The Bible specifically says they're for beauty and for glory, but that's his high priest. That's a very holy person. To be around God, that person has to have purified energies. If you look in the book of Leviticus, what happens when someone messes up back then in the Old Testament, when someone comes around God like that in their raw form, when the Father's on earth with people? Something happens. So the thing is, they're very purifying. The energies are of that of heaven. So there's no spirits attached to crystals. If anything, there's angels teaching you how to use the crystals to teach you how to purify your vessel. Crystals can't be used for evil. You can't use a crystal for a bad reason. If you ever try to use a crystal for a bad reason, it backfires immediately. I'll give you an example. Some people who are really foul people, and I've seen this, for example, some people who are practicing black magic and witchcraft will buy Mexican fire agate because they think they have an upper hand on their enemies. And the person will literally have all the witchcraft they've ever done in their entire lives backfire on them because they went to try to use it as a spiritual war tool when it's a spiritual war ending tool. That crystal literally ends spiritual warfare, even if you're the problem. And the crystals don't care if you're a problem or not. I mean, they actually do care if you're the problem, but they don't discriminate. They're like, oh, you're the problem, I'm going to go soft. No, they're like, okay, if you're the problem, I'm going to remove this. Crystals such as malachite, it's like, I'm going to remove this. So, in essence, where are the spirits? So, keep in mind, if you see someone who says, oh, this has spirits, like if someone's saying everything's witchcraft and everything has spirits, look at that person. Are they successful in life? Is that person an uplifted person? Are they a nice person? Is that person uplifting people? If that person's saying everything's witchcraft and they're not helping people and they're putting people down and if that's someone you would not trade places with, what are you doing taking advice from them? Who cares if they're calling everything witchcraft? That person's probably practicing witchcraft on a subconscious level. That person's a person who probably evil eyes everything. So, and when I go back to different definitions, so I've actually seen on different sides of TikTok and YouTube, there's parts of the world where they call everything witchcraft. You brush your teeth 3 times a day or 2 times a day versus 3 times a day, that's witchcraft on your teeth because you're not taking care of them correctly or you're brushing them too much. You're wearing clothes with certain letters in them, that's witchcraft because the letters are evil. Or you're wearing red clothes, that's witchcraft. I mean, ask yourself. Don't even concern yourself with people that go, oh, the crystals have spirits in them. That person has spirits on them. That person has spirits in them. So the one pointing fingers is the one you have to look at. You were just living your life. You were wearing gemstones. The gemstones only are here to heal your energy. They literally just heal your energy. That's it. You can't use them for bad. They heal they heal your energy and they help. I can't talk about the physical aspects of them, but they're used in literally our day-to-day society without people realizing or doing research. They're used for beauty. So if you see someone come along calling everything witchcraft, saying everything has spirits, that person's ridden with spirits and that person has witchcraft. Always pay attention to someone who's pointing the finger because no one even talked about demons, spirits, or witchcraft until they brought it up. Now, these people are just minding their lives, and you have to keep in mind, this person just judged you. Oh, that's an idol. Well, rituals are evil. You know, brushing your teeth is a ritual? You saying brushing your teeth is evil? Oh, we're not supposed to use any tools. We're supposed to, God literally says in the Bible, okay, listen. In the Bible, look at James 2:17 and 2:18. It literally states that you can't just pray. You have to use the tools that God gives you. You have to use the tools to be able to do deeds, to do actions, to be able to do things and to bless and uplift others. You have to be able to achieve certain things that God has given you. So there are certain people who are like, oh, money doesn't mean anything, and they can't feed their family. They're selfish enough to have that belief, and their family's starving because of them. There are legitimately people like that. So in the end, if you get confused, throw everything out and just look at intention. Is this person a foul person? There's a person I muted in my YouTube comments because I don't look at the YouTube comments as much as I do anymore, because if it's a negative comment, I'm just like, okay, just give it to God. I don't really care. But if it's this person who has been on my YouTube for a long time and they've adopted some kind of bad beliefs, like, oh, the last video I just watched said that wearing clothes was witchcraft, because there's actually people, look that up. So, for example, the person tried to change their profile picture, the same exact picture stayed up. I don't know who that was, but they're probably watching this video. And yeah, I'm talking to you as well. So if you're calling everything witchcraft, and if you look into the person's life who calls everything witchcraft, you'll understand why they call everything witchcraft. Mind your intention, watch what you do, don't judge other people. Just do what you're supposed to do. Move closer to God, ask God for guidance, love thy neighbor, make sure nothing you're doing is hurting anyone. And for all the people who are coming after you, and you better believe, I mean, there's all the people who have come to me, because sometimes people will get a black tourmaline bracelet and they'll have these Christian family members who are like, throw it out, it's witchcraft. And when they throw out the black tourmaline bracelet or they get rid of it, the worst luck they've ever had in their life starts hitting them, because the enemy has waited until their family actually got the protection away from them, and now the enemy can do what he wants. So live your life, experience what you're supposed to experience, and see what works out for you. If someone, and stop trading places with people you would not take advice from. If someone who's at the very bottom, who has no friends, no love in their life, no abundance, is saying, oh, you have to do this, why are you taking advice from them? Talk to God, ask God for guidance. If you actually would like references, and don't go person to person to person to person who talks about the Bible, actually read the Bible. Because a lot of people are Christians, and instead of forever opening the Bible to create an opinion about what they just read, or to summarize what they just read about for themselves, they'll just go to what a YouTuber says, and the YouTuber could be wrong. That person's not person who always should be speaking for the Bible. Now, and like I said in past videos, if that person is just looking to divide, because some people are just looking for a fight. Some people are just looking to divide. Some people are envious of what you have. Oh, that's a beautiful crystal jewelry. Take it off. It's witchcraft. Just look at these people in their lives. Take your hand, put it over your stomach, and just feel if you have a good feeling from this person who says, oh, that's witchcraft, that has spirits. And if you're like, okay, there's something off about this person, there's something off, then there is something off. Your angels are telling you, like, this person, if you listen to them, you'll become like them. If that person's extremely, extremely, extremely successful, do you think they'd be telling you all that? Live your experience, ask God for guidance, move yourself closer to God. That's about it. If crystals don't have spirits like that. They have good spirits, if anything, but nothing can attach itself to actual crystals like that. Certain crystals, like I said, have certain residual energy of unethical mining, which, when you get a crystal from FloridaStoneman.com, there is no unethical energy, no unethical harvesting. So that's really important. And you can get ethically harvested crystals at FloridaStoneman.com. So you don't have to worry about all that. Like I said, if you see a crystal for an extremely cheap price and it's an expensive crystal, you should be worried. It's either fake or, yeah. But ask your questions in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. God bless all of you.